Coming up on Cronkite NewsWatch.
Arizona is in the spotlight nationwide as Governor Jan Brewer has only days to make one of the largest decisions since SB 1070. We'll have team coverage on the story.
And the defense secretary spoke today proposing drastic cuts to the military. We'll tell you what this could mean for Arizona.
We'll have the update on how Arizona's care team is working to eliminate old problems of CPS.
In-depth, insightful, innovative. Cronkite NewsWatch starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite NewsWatch. I'm Crystal Story.
And I'm Brittany Bate. Thanks for joining us.
A controversial bill has once again made Arizona the focus of a national debate.
This time, the bill deals with religious freedoms and whether or not a business owner can refuse service based on religious grounds.
This was the scene on Thursday when lawmakers debated for almost 3 hours on SB 1062, with the debate at times getting heated. Finally, a vote was taken and the bill was passed and is now sitting on the governor's desk. This was the scene today as some protesters arrived early at the Capitol with signs displaying how they feel about the bill, which some call discriminatory. Some Democratic lawmakers are trying to convince the governor not to sign this bill, and we're told that 3 Republican lawmakers who voted in support of the bill are also trying to get the governor not to sign it. All those who speak with us on camera today were against the bill's passage.
I mean, from a moral standpoint, this bill's reprehensible. I mean, it's state-sanctioned discrimination, basically, and we can't endorse that in Arizona, period.
Something I cannot control about myself should not be dictated by someone else's religion that is not affiliated with myself.
With only days left, the pressure is on to make a decision, and our Washington reporters have been avidly trying to get in touch with the governor, but she has not been available for public comment. Although others are airing their comments on Twitter, Republican Senators John McCain and Jeff Flake expressed their hope for the governor to veto the bill. Jeff Flake posted the tweet, "I hope Governor Brewer vetoes SB 1062. And McCain followed Flake's tweet saying, "I hope Governor Brewer will veto #SB 1062.
Businesses throughout the state are weighing in on the controversial religious freedoms bill. Cronkite News reporter Cooper Rummel has the story of a Tucson business owner who's taking a stand against Arizona lawmakers. Cooper?
Within hours of the vote taking place in the legislature, the owner of a pizzeria in Tucson decided he was going to take his own stand against what he calls discrimination and a bill that's bad for business. No shoes, no shirt, no senators. In fact, the owner of this Tucson pizzeria is reserving the right to refuse service to any Arizona state lawmaker.
I wrote something on my Twitter or on my Facebook feed about I guess we won't be serving Arizona legislators anymore then.
He's taking this stand in response to state lawmakers passing SB 1062, Arizona's controversial religious freedom bill. DeGrazia didn't just take to social media. He plastered this sign on the entrance of his pizzeria for all to see. And the response was overwhelming. People from all over started showing up at the pizzeria just to show their support.
I'm just proud of their courage and for standing up for something that for standing against something they felt was wrong for the state.
Not all lawmakers voted for the bill, including Republican Representative Ethan Orr. He's welcome to eat at Rocco's anytime.
I don't believe that you have the right, nor should you, exclude anyone from commerce, because if you exclude someone from commerce, you're literally excluding them from our society.
I don't know why any business would turn away a group that largely has 2 incomes and no kids and is a stable and very productive member of the community.
Now, we haven't seen any of those signs popping up here in Phoenix, but DeGrazia tells me he hopes this is the start of a grassroots movement and that other restaurant owners around the state will take the same stand he is. Live in downtown Phoenix, Cooper Rummel, Cronkite News.
Thanks, Cooper. An economic council met today in Phoenix to discuss the potential impact of SB 1062. Our team coverage continues with Cronkite News reporter Kimberly Horizon live in downtown Phoenix with business owners' concerns.
Yeah, so Arizona businesses say that some of their new business opportunities have already been placed on hold, just in case Governor Brewer signs SB 1062 into law.
The Greater Phoenix Economic Council says the passage of legislation about religious freedom would be devastating, especially coming on the heels of the law on immigration.
We have to stop, taking the bait on these kind of bills that are doing real damage to our reputation in the marketplace.
SB 1062 would not only affect the reputation of Arizona, but it would also have an economic impact on businesses like this.
Mrs. White's Golden Rule Cafe has been in Phoenix for 50 years. It suffered during the boycott after Arizona initially rescinded the observation of Martin Luther King Day, and more recently with the SB 1070 controversy.
It's terrible. Any negative thing hurt. Anything negative hurt, you know? Anything negative hurt. You gotta be positive in this life.
White says his philosophy in business is the same as it is in life.
Go by the golden rule. Treat people the way you want to be treated, if you know what I mean.
White and other business owners fear that they will be treated differently if Governor Brewer signs SB 1062 into law.
One of the biggest business concerns revolves around next year's Super Bowl right here in Arizona. But not everyone is so worried. Hannah Lawrence spoke with some other economic leaders who have a more optimistic view. Hannah?
That's right. The outlook was sunny today here in the Valley of the Sun for an important economic conference. It's all smiles and handshakes today at the first Southwest Economic Summit here in Phoenix.
Healthcare, education, aerospace, tourism, H-E-A-T, heat. That sort of is appropriate for Arizona.
Speakers at the conference said Arizona's advantages outweigh the state's political controversies. A key discussion, how to make Phoenix one of the gateways to the Americas. The biggest opportunity for economic growth, they say, is recognizing the possibilities so close by.
We're sitting here along the border, and yet you got to just say, hello, hello, look south.
Officials say they hope to attract more high-tech companies to join the valley with other newcomers such as Google and Apple. Live in the broadcast center, I'm Hannah Lawrence, Cronkite News.
Coming up on NewsWatch.
Problems linger with the changing Child Protective Services program. More cases have been uncovered. We'll explain what this has to do with money and what it means for the future of the program.
A disease that affects many people around the valley could soon be a thing of the past. Researchers are offering a free exams to combat memory loss. You're watching Cronkite NewsWatch.
Imagine being stranded.
Needing 16,000 points for the...
From TV banks to computers.
Cronkite NewsWatch starts right now.
Kiss me. That's my kind of man. You've been creating quite a stir.
The winter you've been waiting for is on PBS.
You must choose either death or life.
All the drama.
There's going to be changes at Downton.
It's getting harder to say no.
The adventure.
The waves are breaking all around us.
And the spectacle of nature.
We're going to show how special these animals are.
Come in from the cold. Support the one place that can take you any place.
NewsWatch is one of the really big things I will always remember for the rest of my life.
You're lugging around all of your equipment, you are doing all of the work, and that's what makes it so fulfilling to me.
Being an anchor, I think it's a privilege. I enjoy every moment of it.
Seeing your show on air, it is one of the most surreal feelings ever.
U.S. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel announced some deep cuts to the armed forces today. Cronkite News reporter Clarissa Tapia found that many people are concerned with what this could mean for our country's safety. Clarissa?
Thanks, Brittany. Secretary Hagel's proposed cuts would slash military personnel back to World War II era numbers. That's alarming for many people here in the Valley. Military leaders, however, say it's today's harsh reality.
As we end our combat mission in Afghanistan, this will be the first budget to fully reflect the transition DoD is making for after 13 years of war.
This new budget includes reducing the number of active duty Army personnel by close to 120,000 members. Pay would be frozen for senior military leaders for a year, and anyone used to shopping at military commissaries, like at Luke Air Force Base, might see price increases. That has some Valley veterans fired up and blaming the constant bickering between Republicans and Democrats.
They're like little kids in a sandbox. That ball's mine and this one's yours. Mine's bigger than yours.
Although the cuts are aimed at trimming the Pentagon's current budget, military leaders say it won't affect their preparedness and capability in case of war. Clarissa Tapia, Cronkite News.
On the chopping block, if the budget proposal passes, is an entire fleet of the A-10 Thunderbirds, also known as the Tank Killer. Eliminating 343 jets could save about $3.5 billion over 5 years. The Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson is the primary training base for the A-10s. Arizona lawmakers says it doesn't make economic sense to cut the planes. They say the fleet is proven effective and is inexpensive to maintain. The proposal is expected to be included in the president's 2015 budget.
The struggle with the broken system of child protective services continues as the care team created by Governor Jan Brewer announced their progress today. Cronkite News reporter Cassie Clapp was at the state capitol this morning for the announcement.
The Child Advocate Response Examination Team, also known as CARE, was created to look into uninvestigated CPS cases. And chair of the team, Charles Flanagan, told the CPS Oversight Committee that he is shocked at the findings in the current system. When it comes to child welfare, Roy Dawson has a personal stake in CPS actually working.
My two youngest daughters were adopted and are grown daughters at this point.
Dawson is a coordinator of the Faith Opportunity Zone, a group made up of 3 churches that are concerned with children of color in the CPS system. And with good reason. Chair of the CARE team, Charles Flanagan, says everyone should be concerned.
It's astounding, it's shocking that there's a system that is so bad that it has that many opportunities for failure.
After just 1 month on the job, Flanagan says he has uncovered 143 so-called failure points, where a case could fall through the cracks, and it starts at the very first step. It begins with picking up the phone. One call can take an employee nearly 45 minutes to file. He says his investigation has found that supervisors have no clear guidelines for accountability and that there are not enough caseworkers, and it's having an impact.
People are working more than 40 hours a week in order to be able to just keep up with that amount of capacity, which doesn't do the job.
Flanagan repeatedly told the committee that CPS does not have enough money and employees to efficiently do their job. The new budget proposed by Governor Brewer is looking to change that. Until then, Dawson is skeptical about the future of the program.
At this point, I'm not seeing any data to suggest that they are making any progress.
And thinks it's his job to get what his community needs.
We believe it's incumbent upon us to make sure that those things that are critical to our community are addressed in all the discussions that are taking place now.
Flanagan said that it will take 3 to 4 years to complete all the changes to the database system that CPS is currently using, and that there will be no interim system in the meantime. The committee said that they are pleased with the progress made so far, but more needs to be done. Live in Phoenix, Cassie Clapp, Cronkite News.
Alzheimer's is a disease that affects families around the world on a daily basis, but here in the Valley, certain institutions are trying to make the illness a distant memory. The Banner Alzheimer's Institute in downtown Phoenix has offered free memory screenings to the public for 7 years, but this month marks the first time these tests are linked to a clinical trial of a new drug that could end the disease forever.
I like to say that by participating in this study, you may be getting a benefit, but the hope is to help future generations.
Banner needs 100 participants ages 65 to 83 who score in the normal range in the memory test in order to start the clinical trial next month.
Coming up on NewsWatch.
Avid fans are passing up traditional hotel stays and have found a unique way to stay in the Valley for upcoming baseball season.
Thinking of heading out to spring training? I got your baseball forecast coming up next.
NewsWatch is one of the really big things I will always remember for the rest of my life.
You're lugging around all of your equipment, you are doing all of the work, and that's what makes it so fulfilling to me.
Being an anchor, I think it's a privilege. I enjoy every moment of it.
Seeing your show on air, it is one of the most surreal feelings ever.
What if we could unlock every mystery?
We're at the beginning of a revolution. That's a huge discovery.
That's never been done before, ever, anywhere.
Touchdown.
No one feeds on curiosity like PBS. Give to your PBS station so future generations can keep asking, what if?
I am a chef. I cook for a living. And I think of PBS as a window to the world. That kind of place where you feel you are part of the story. I want to be part of every possible world is out there. That's when things become really amazing. And when you are able to see stories that make you wonder, makes you think, that's what really makes PBS so meaningful. And that's the kind of TV we need to be supporting today.
Imagine being stranded.
Feeding 16,000 points for them.
From TV banks to computers.
Cronkite NewsWatch starts right now.
It's that time of year again when folks from all across the country pour into our state for spring training. As Cronkite News reporter Juan Magana shows us, many of them are looking for a place to stay, bypassing hotels, and looking for homes instead. He joins us with the details. Juan?
That's right, Brittany. Renting out your home during the big sporting events is a popular trend in the Valley, especially with hotels filling up with snowbirds. But before you decide to jump on the bandwagon, there are a few things you should know.
I built that.
This house means a lot to Jesus Paleo and his wife.
This is our first property we bought as a newlywed couple.
And they've seen many wonderful events happen here.
This is the house my daughter was born in.
For the past 7 years, they've lived here, but pretty soon someone else will. Paleo is among many people on popular websites like Craigslist, posting their homes for rent during spring training.
To see if anyone would be interested, and we got like 5 phone calls. From California, Wisconsin.
Now that he's renting his house to strangers, he knows he's covered in case someone forgets to shut off the water or forgets to close the door. Paleo is renting his house out for 40 days, and he got landlord's insurance, something Rodney Brandt with Allstate says is critical for the homeowner interested in putting their home up for rent, but it's limited.
We'll cover the structure. They'll cover all the contents outside of the structure, but nothing if you tip the house upside down that would fall out. He's not responsible for.
Brandt says on top of that, the person renting the house should also be forced to get coverage.
If someone would happen to break in while you're at the ball game and steal your laptops or whatever you brought for the ball game, it's gone. The landlord's insurance or homeowners will not cover that.
For Paleo, all the challenges are worth it because he could use the extra money in his pocket.
That's not my busy savviness. So I look at it as, opportunity, and we're jumping on it.
Brandt says renter's insurance is affordable and it could protect all of your stuff. Paleo says he's looking forward to the Super Bowl where he'll rent it out once again. I'm Juan Magana, Cronkite News.
Hey, I'm here at Salt River Fields in Scottsdale, and it is a beautiful day for baseball. Spring training, hey, it's kicking up this week. Fans out here, shorts and t-shirts weather. As you can see, I'm burning up. Sun's going to be shining all week long as players are taking to the field, getting ready for this first spring training bout later this week. We're looking ahead. It's sunny today. It's about mid-70s, a high of 82 today, and coming up through the week, we're watching one storm system that could bring some clouds in later this week. Coming up from Southern California, coming in through Mexico, could hit us with some clouds, could hit us with some rain on Saturday night. But for the most part, it's going to be sunny throughout the week. Taking a look at your 5-day, you can see we're going to be low 80s throughout the week, and then Wednesday, that's when the D-backs start against the enemy across the I-10. That's right, the LA Dodgers kicking off their spring training season against them, and then it could cool down later in the week. As you see, Saturday 72, they got a 40% chance of rain. Friday's got a little bit itself, but we're watching that storm system. However, it's going to be fairly sunny, clear all week long. So if you're coming out, make sure you're applying that sunscreen, you're drinking the water, and shorts and t-shirts. It's going to be a great week for baseball. Come on out, check it out. I'm Adam Waltz. That is your forecast. Cronkite weather.
Coming up on NewsWatch.
The Great American Race took a record time to finish down in Daytona. We'll tell you who finally emerged as the winner. And the Cactus League is about to get underway, but it won't be the only league in the Valley. The Daytona 500 might have been delayed, but sports is on time, and it's next.
A tradition of excellence, integrity, and innovation.
The second I came in, I fell in love with the program.
The Cronkite School propels students into the new era of journalism.
Students are learning.
Digital, entrepreneurial, and collaborative labs encourage students to shape the future of the industry, and the industry is watching.
We have come here to meet with students at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism.
The Cronkite School, the journalism school for the digital age.
What if television could sweep us away to another time and place?
Very nice, my lady.
And could take us from the Gilded Age to the Great War. From the heat of the chase to the heart of a queen. No one tells stories like PBS. Give to your PBS station and help bring stories like these to life. What if television could remember the heroes we honored, the music we danced to, the dreams we chased?
The hope still lives, and the dream shall never die.
No one tells our nation's story like PBS. Give to your PBS station and help bring America's story to life.
Imagine being stranded.
Needing 16,000 points for them.
From TV banks to computers.
Cronkite NewsWatch starts right now.
Mother Nature did everything in her power to prolong the Daytona 500, but after a record-setting 6.5-hour rain delay, she was nice enough to finally let the race go off. At just about 8:32 Eastern Time, the drivers were back on the track. Now with about 54 laps to go, a huge multi-car pileup sends cars spinning, including Danica Patrick. Her GoDaddy.com car circles off the track. She'd be done for the day. Last lap, some more action behind Earnhardt. Another pileup, but it doesn't phase Junior. Rain, wrecks, it didn't matter. Earnhardt ends his 55-race winless streak and wins the Daytona 500 for the second time.
Winning this race is the greatest feeling that you can feel in this sport. And aside from obviously accepting the trophy for the championship, I didn't know if I'd ever get a chance to feel that again, and it feels just as good.
Now, Michael Sam made headlines a few weeks ago coming out before the NFL draft process and announcing he was gay. Jason Collins, the NBA veteran who came out last April, has mentored Sam throughout the process. And now Collins made some more headlines in history himself. Collins inked a 10-day contract with the Brooklyn Nets and suited up against the Lakers last night, becoming the first ever openly gay athlete to compete in one of the 4 major sports. Collins didn't record a point, but last night was obviously about much more than the box score. And staying on the hardwood, the Phoenix Suns, looking for their 4th straight victory, feeling good after beating the Spurs on Friday night, welcomed former Sun Devil James Harden and the Houston Rockets to the U.S. Airways Center. And Harden felt right at home. Harden rocking his Rick Ross-like beard, bossing the Suns right here. The rebound and the bucket. Houston ties it at 108. Late in the game, down to Harden. He can score, but he can also pass. Patrick Beverley from the wing drains the 3. Now seconds remaining, Suns with a chance to tie. Goran Dragic shot fake, no good, and the Rockets hold on to win 115-112. And it wasn't all bad news for Phoenix, though, because senior softball is back. Cronkite sports reporter Jeff Platt takes us to a field where they prove America's pastime is timeless.
It may be spring training for the pros, but these players are no spring chickens.
I'm 85 years old in 5 months.
Bo, as he's known on the field, is playing at the Sun City Sun Bowl.
Right center fielder, Bo Bowinski.
Where seniors play competitive, organized, and fun softball.
It's just a bunch of guys and women playing like their kids again. It's just a wonderful thing that people our age can play out here every day.
While they may be playing like kids, this is no little league. Sun City Softball has over 500 players, totaling nearly 1 million career hits, and Bo is no exception.
It's hard to say how many hits that I've had, but I'm a member of the National Senior Softball Hall of Fame.
Bo says his stats don't matter. Softball is about connecting with his wife.
One thing that I always remember, she'd always say, "Hon, when's our next turn?" She passed away. It'll be 4 years this April.
For Bo, this is a field of memories. In Sun City, Jeff Platt, Cronkite Sports.
Are you guys going to make it to a spring training game this week?
Yeah, I think I definitely am.
Yeah, you know Louis is. I'm going to try to make it. Not a big fan of those Dodgers myself. Want to see the D-backs win. That's it for Cronkite NewsWatch tonight.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.